I survived 100 days in ultra hardcore, and this is how I did it. In this video, you'll see how I survived one of the most deadly environments in Minecraft. Ultra hardcore is a variation of regular hardcore, where you cannot regenerate naturally. The only way I can heal is by using things like golden apples, potions, or beacons. And on top of installing a couple of other mods, I made the game as immersive as I could. Join me today as I tell you how I survived 100 days in ultra hardcore. But before we start, this video also took about 50 hours to record and edit, so could you maybe subscribe? I upload lots of videos similar to this one, so if you like what you see, come back for more. Now, let's get started. I spawned in a tall birch forest overlooking the ocean, with a massive hill looming in the background. Right off the bat, I safely got off this tree and punched it with my bare hands, collecting my first bits of wood. I quickly stumbled across a small ravine, which I got my head stuck into after spotting some valuable resources like coal and iron. Navigating the land in the early game is incredibly scary, especially when you can't heal. You have to make sure you don't take any little bits of fall damage. After collecting that and making tools, I made my way to the mountain and climbed. Once I reached the top, I killed pigs. Living on the mountain probably wasn't the best place to be when trying to not take damage, so after spotting another ocean, I headed towards it. I got sidetracked on my way by an underwater cave with some lapis. I collected it, created some doors in order to breathe, and swam into the depths, which ended up just being the ocean anyways. Using the doors, I prospected for minerals all the way into the evening, trying my best not to be ambushed by drowned, and smelting everything that needed to be smelted. My fear of this location drove me to the surface, and, to my pleasure, I spotted a perfect place to spend my first night. A shipwreck. I got some moss from this place and awaited the sunrise, whilst being surrounded by drowned, who luckily didn't attack me. Once the sun rose, I was traveling across the ocean. I pondered where I should settle down. I considered attempting to find a mushroom biome, because mobs can't spawn there, but as I was thinking it, my new home appeared out of the haze. It was an island filled with sheep, chicken, and trees. It was perfect. The first thing I did when I arrived was use my torches to light it up, ensuring no wrong'uns would spawn. I discovered the smallest plains biome I had ever seen in my life, planted my sugarcane, and looked at the island using free look. We got our own little island up here. This is cool. I really like this. Look how small it is. You know what? It looks like, it kind of looks like South America. What the hell? I see no difference. Also, this happened. Visibility in caves will be quite poor. Yes! The first one! Look! Look at them! Look at them! The next morning, I began construction on my starter house. I wanted something small and simple, so I made this lovely little abode. Unfortunately, I can't take credit for the design. Once I was done, I moved in. For the next 5 days, it was adventure time. After setting up a place to live, I headed out into the wilderness in search of ruined portals. Gold was the most valuable resource to me in this point in time, because it was the only way I could heal myself. My need for gold increased after my dumbass did this. Taking these coordinates, I have an idea. No! Oh my god! Well, that puts my idea to better use. What a dumb way to take my first bit of damage. My adventures led me far and wide. Initially in the oceans, which worked quite well, finding a couple of portals, but eventually I moved to the land. After traveling out a couple thousand blocks, I decided to turn around, and I was very glad that I did, because I found something I wasn't expecting to find as quickly as I did. Mangrove! Yes! Oh, it's so close! Let's go! Oh my god, right? Yeah! Woohoo! This one is mad tiny. I laughed because in my Let's Play series, it took me nearly 7 hours to find one of these, and here I find it without even trying. After taking the coordinates, I sailed all the way back to my starter house and created 9 golden apples. I also managed to create an anvil on my journey, and I found a brewing stand in the village, which were all promptly placed in my tiny house. On day 10, it was time to grow a pair. I needed better armor, so after creating a basic task wall, I dug a staircase all the way down until I stumbled into my first cave in Gold Vein. The sound physics mod came into its own here, and as the sound of mobs echoed throughout the caves, I had genuine terror. I slowly began navigating the caves, being careful not to run into any mobs, but eventually I came face to face with my first enemy, a skeleton. Thankfully, I took him down masterfully, and was rewarded with a single diamond for my efforts. I became braver after taking down the enemy which threatened me the most, and ventured deeper into the cave, slaying both a creeper and a spider with no damage taken. Eventually, I began to make a strip mine. I found the 4 vein almost immediately, and created the diamond pickaxe, which would speed up the process. With my health disadvantage, I wasn't too keen on venturing into the caves where mobs lurked, so I stuck to strip mining for over an hour. Thankfully, luck was on my side today. Yes! Got 5 diamonds again. We got 8 diamonds so far on this mission. This is going well. Woohoo! Got more! Bro, apparently there was more where this vein came from. Another one. Oh! More! What is happening? More! 6 vein! Maybe more if we're lucky. I had to make a new diamond pick. But we're at 22 now. Good lord, we only need, math, 7 more? I concluded my mining session with 32 diamonds, not including my pickaxe or shovel. Once home, I made full diamond armor and completed my toolset, minus the hoe, because everyone knows that you never spend your diamonds on a hoe. For the next few days, I collected resources, because resources are cool. But before I did that, I decided to be an idiot again. Bruh. I ate my first golden apple to get my health back up to full. I then destroyed the environment around my house by chopping down every single tree with my new diamond axe. And of course replanting. I wanted different saplings, so I went on a short journey to gather more, getting both jungle and dark oak. I raided some ruined portals and got 4 more gold blocks as well. On day 17, I went on a small mission to gather some juicy bovine. I needed to become enchanted as soon as possible, so getting cows home would be very important for leather. After painstakingly moving all cows to my base in the boat, I stumbled across a chilling sight. I think a sheep died here. My gray sheep suffocated in a tree. You have to make a grave. We are gathered here today in sadness and utter grief to mourn the loss of gray sheep who died by suffocating in a tree. May this spot be where he rests in pieces. Anyway, you guys need to make children. The next mission was getting to the nether. I figured the best way to get XP in the early game was mining quartz. So I went to the nearest ruined portal and got obsidian. Once I entered, I realized with a shock that the fortress was right next to me. I mined quartz. Oh, they gonna see me for sure. I'm just mining quartz peacefully, leave me be. I'm not coming near you. That wasn't the only thing I encountered either. Oh god! Oh god! Flee! I'm gonna attempt to kill this magma cream. Alright. Do that, nice. Kill these. Nice. What is this guy doing up here? What the hell? Just a wither skeleton up here. I forgot about them. Oh! Well, I guess I got this. I hit level 39 and left the nether. I didn't have enough leather yet, so I went hunting, killing any cows I could find in the name of Jahida. And once I returned, I enchanted my gear. And it did not go well. Get out of the way, butthole. Leave. Let's take a look. If we get a good sword, I'll also consider it. Let's see. Protection 4. Ooh, Unbreaking. Aqua Affinity, Unbreaking. Fortune 2. So the boots were different from the rest. Because of that, did you see how the boots were had prot 4 but everything else didn't? I think that means the boots have a unique enchantment that only boots get. I'm completely wrong. We're enchanted slightly. I returned to the nether again to get XP. As I was mining, I encountered my first actual threat. A ghast. Keeping myself calm and collected, I simply sidestepped the fireballs, and once I had a chance, redirected one right back to its source, getting the advancement in the process. A few minutes later, I encountered another ghast and defeated him. But this time, I collected the ghast tier. As I was returning home, I realized something I should have realized the moment I had first entered the nether. I'm an idiot, guys. I truly am, I think. I've been avoiding mining the gold for some reason. Oh god. Gold is probably the most valuable thing to me in this entire friggin' 100-day thing. And I've just been avoiding it for some reason. Bruh. I returned home and tested my luck again with the enchanting table. And I'm happy to say that this time, my enchantments were more than satisfactory. at least for now. On day 24, I decided to gather my balls and my wits and finally enter the fortress. I needed 2 things from here, at least 1 blaze rod and nether wart. I immediately located the blaze spawner and wasted no time in breaking it, but not before 2 blazes spawned. Using my shield, I slayed the wheezing sack of rods and took one of the rods for myself and dispatched of his friend shortly after. I managed to make my way into the hallways, and I saw it. Nether wart. But as I ran towards it, I was met with a deadly challenge. Despite the wither skeletons being the deadliest mob, I wanted to take care of the regular skeleton first, and I did so by making him shoot his friend, which in turn caused the wither skeleton to kill him. I then carefully killed the wither skeletons without taking a single bit of damage. I claimed my prize and returned home, miraculously leaving the nether unscathed. Once out, I brewed my first few potions, 3 regeneration potions and 3 fire resistance. I was becoming very powerful very quickly. In order to get as powerful as possible in this world, I wanted netherite as soon as possible. So, for the next week, I started work on a creeper farm. I began by going on a mission to find a spruce sapling, but instead, I found something completely unexpected. Guys, what on earth? What are our coordinates? I'm not tripping, right? Does that dark oak? There's no trees there. Oh my god. As I continued into the night, drowned zombies were spawning all around me. And one of them had a weapon. Oh god. Ow, how did that hit me? My shield was up, you jerk. Ow! What is happening? Ow! Okay. You have taken enough of my health. I found the biome, finally, and brought back 8 saplings. I quickly traveled to the nether for bone blocks for bone meal, and began growing massive spruce trees. Let's enchant this axe. Bruh. Enchant this axe. See, I saw unbreaking the last time. See if it's only unbreaking. Please have efficiency on it as well. Ooh, yeah. I chopped trees. I think that's like maybe 2 or 3 stacks of wood right there that we just got. I finally began to work on the farm. Look at this thing. In order to continue this farm, I needed string for dispensers. Naturally, I had none because I was a coward. So I went into the nether to attempt to trade with piglins, as well as collecting soul sand and magma, which I needed. I stupidly took damage. What? But as I was doing this, I was interrupted by the news of Technoblade's death. Rest in peace, Techno. As I returned back to my home, I needed more string still. Night was rapidly approaching, so I decided to take out some of my emotion on the mobs around me. I took damage, but that was very powerful now. Phantoms also spawned, and I collected membrane, which would be useful for the dragon fight. Once I got all the string I needed, I fled the scene. Next up was the trapdoors, the most resource-demanding thing in the damn game. I wish somebody would explain to me why trapdoors are more expensive than regular doors. It took multiple days to place all of them, and several giant spruce trees were felled during this build. I think every single layer has trapdoors on it now. This thing is almost ready to turn on. After finishing up the redstone, I placed all the water. Placing water down. This is literally the last thing we need to do before the farm is technically operational. We of course also need to make a place to AFK up in the sky. I made an AFK tower 123 blocks above where the magma blocks lay for maximum spawn rates. And for the first time, I was in the clouds on this world. This guy like crashed my game. Oh god, I haven't been in these clouds yet. Oh god, what's happening? Now it's time to test it. This thing should start going at full speed. Let's take a look. Yes, indeed. Look at that. I was very impressed with the rates. On day 41, I returned to the nether to get XP. Once I returned, I enchanted my pick and my shovel, which both got very good enchantments. I needed sand for the TNT, so I returned to the place where I took out my anger on the mobs a few nights before and started digging. Once back, I used all the gunpowder I had to make some tunt. I made my way into the nether and created a staircase down to Y15. Here, I began placing TNT all over the place and began to light the place up. Oh! That was terrible. I found my first piece of debris after the first explosion and continued to use all my TNT. After I ran out of tunt, I was almost murdered by a hoglin. Look at my health! Jeez, my armor's good, isn't it? Not really, actually. Once I was out for good, I made 6 bars, which I put on my armor, pickaxe, and shovel. I also enchanted a bow, because it was high time I started to use a ranged weapon to keep me safe. From then on until day 46, I AFK'd the creeper farm. For the next 11 days, I began construction of my main base, because I wasn't living in this thing the whole time. I went down into the caves to get a few more diamonds, and while mining, I discovered a skeleton spawner very close to my house. Gah! No! Damn it. Unnecessary damage. Name tag. Ooh. Name tag. Ooh. I made the ladder up to the surface so that I could one day turn it into a grinder, and then I got to work on the house itself. On my hardcore series, I have a style of modern builds which include birch and spruce, so I decided to do that here too, but instead of a small home, this thing would be massive. I wanted different colors for the floor, so I traveled out to that mangrove swamp I had discovered a few weeks ago, and began chopping. I brought back some propagule and farmed those as well. Why this is taking so many days, I have no idea. I added glass to the house, and began designing the interior, trying to fit everything into a nice space. Woo! Look at this thing! Look at this beauty! Once that was done, I transported all my items into the new storage room, and destroyed my starter house, tearing down the starter home. It'd be nice to keep it here as a memory, but it's in my way, man. And it's gone. The final thing to move into my house was the task wall, which I did and updated it with all the final tasks left in this video, because let's face it, a stack of days has already passed, and the rest are gonna fly by. With only a few weeks left, I focused on getting a beacon. To do it, I manipulated my enchanting table until I got a looting 3 option. When I enchanted it, I also got smite 4, which was huge. Critical hits with smite 4 could one-shot wither skeletons, or any other undead mob, so I was very happy to get this. Let's put this on my sword right now, and it's got smite. Yes! My wither killer! I entered the nether with my new sword and some fire resistance and began hunting. The fortress was really bad for spawn rates, so I actually had to help it out. Thankfully, my skull look made up for the low amount of spawns. Hey! Ugh. Oh, God. Why do I do this? Come on, you. 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 Ha ha ha! Once I made it out, I decided that now is a perfect time to fight the wither. I made some strength 2 potions, crafted more golden apples, and headed out to the sandy shore once again, so that way I could farm sand at the same time. Gathering my balls and my wits, I spawned the wither in. Here we go! Alright, here he comes. The fight was intense. I chugged multiple potions as the wither effect damaged me, but finally, it entered melee mode. With my smite sword and strength 2, it only took a few well-timed crits to finish the wither off. It started landing safely in my inventory with one last deafening cry. Once I got back home, I crafted the beacon and used it in the best way I could think of. There it is. Oh god, look at it, look at it, look at it. Look at it. 1 boss down, 1 to go. Next up, of course, was the Ender Dragon, but I wanted to do a little more preparation for that fight. Specifically, I wanted feather falling. I started off by making an ender chest. I made an ender chest, baby, but quickly realized I needed a silk touch pick. I went to the nether to mine quartz, and while there, this happened. Oh my god. That sounded sick. And terrifying. Once I left the nether, I got the pickaxe. Perfect! But then a new idea struck my mind. Mining quartz wasn't gonna work forever. I needed an actual XP farm, so I decided to convert the creeper farm into one. This project turned out to be the most tedious project I have ever made in a 100 days video. This recording session was literally 5 hours long. I started off by disabling the creeper farm, which was by far the scariest part of this project, because if any creeper decided to fall on my head, it was game over. For this XP farm, I wanted to make a massive water elevator to bring all the mobs up to my AFK chamber. So, I planted a bunch of spruce trees and blew them up using my tunt. I needed several stacks of logs in order to build this thing. My biggest issue now was how to make the water elevator. I needed over 1,000 bone meal to grow all the kelp all the way to the top. So I started off by heading to the soul sand biome to look for bone blocks, which yielded only 11 total. Trust me, I checked. Also, a strider died because it's bad. Oh! This guy climbed all the way up here! No! Oh, he just died. Ow, and I just got shot. That guy just died. What? Oh my god. I headed back to the overworld and decided that if I wanted bones quickly, I would have to work for it. I was gonna have to suffer. The mob spawner I had found was a skeleton one, so with a couple of regeneration potions, I headed down there and farmed it, very painfully. It didn't automatically spawn them. Oh, there we go. Ow! Alright. Oh! Look! Once I had enough, I began growing the bone meal. Carpool tunnel, here I come! Next up, I needed to rearrange my water sources to make everything flow swimmingly. Both puns intended. I had no iron left for hoppers, so I headed down into the caves to find some. I was looking for iron, but I actually had insane diamond luck. Yes! One... I got 2 from 1. Is there more? You always gotta check. Yep, there is! That's why you always check! As I continued to hunt for iron, this happened. No! I saved myself. But after that, I made my way back to the surface. The next few days were spent testing, troubleshooting, and nearly dying several times in this farm. They're falling. Here we go. Oh, here they come. Let's go check it out down below. That's a problem. That's also a problem. It relies on clogging. This might just be fine either way. Oh my god. I made this a perfect height. I discovered that my water sources needed to be fixed, so I went down and disabled the farm. Probably the most dangerous thing I can do in this world without a totem, for obvious reasons. I wanted to fix the bubble elevator since creepers were getting stuck, so I went down and disabled it again. After fixing the water, I went back up to test it, but I had forgotten to restart the redstone. The farm didn't activate! Oh, that's not good. We just lost this farm. Oh god! Oh no. Oh. Each and every level of the farm was infested with mobs that I couldn't make leave. I wouldn't dare try to reactivate it with so many creepers waiting to commit suicide. The only thing to do was to take it back by force, layer by layer. Let's get here and place a torch. Okay. Finally, I reactivated it correctly and watched the creepers start to roll in. Or fall, I guess. This is the official final test. Let's go! Hey buddies! Boom! After adding a few more additions, like a lava source to kill all spiders that previously clogged the farm, and a way to manually kill spiders that managed to avoid the lava, the farm worked at full force. Oh, it's so nice. I love that all the creepers are half heart. We could also fix all our spider problems by making the creeper farm itself spider-proof with glass, but I don't know how to do that. Very soon, I got the thing I had made the farm for. Feather Falling 4 boots. A must-have for hardcore. Finally, it was time to go slay a dragon. I started off by getting pearls I needed from a warped forest, which nearly killed me. But soon, I was back in the overworld and had prepared as much as physically possible. I threw my first eye and began my journey. I suspected it would be a couple thousand blocks away in the overworld, so I brought 10 obsidian along with me to make a portal as soon as I found it. I was right, as my journey brought me to the coast of an unknown continent far away. I dug straight down and nearly fell into a cave, but soon I had found what I was looking for. Day 86 was the day. I had found the portal room, hooked it up to another portal, and with no hesitation, I lit the portal. Although I did stop to listen to my sound mod work its magic. Gathering my balls and my wits for a third time, I chucked a slow falling potion and jumped in. As I reached the end island, I shot down each tower with an end crystal, masterfully. Finally, it was time to destroy this dragon. It was insanely powerful, but I was even more powerful. Not even direct attacks could knock me down. And as I continued to attack, the dragon came at me for one final strike. I aimed an arrow right between her eyes and slayed the beast. Watching in awe as the dragon's death illuminated the landscape with rays of exotic purple light, the likes of which had never been seen in the end. The dragon gave one last explosion and then was gone, rewarding me with tons of XP. Death awaits all those who challenge me in this world. I am powerful! Wasting no time, I climbed up to the end gateway, and after prepping once more, crawled through using a trap door. I materialized in a new place. I considered turning up my render distance to find the city, but as I was about to do that, the need to do so vanished as a ship-bearing city came into view. I ran over to it ecstatic. The ship was over the void, so I decided to get to it the proper way, by going through the end city and killing the shulkers. Here, I made use of my bow to make sure I wasn't swarmed by the shulkers. What are these things called? Get this. Let's get this stuff in the shulker. Let's make our first shulker box. Yes! Shulker! Put all this crap away, man. Finally, after fighting my way to it, I collected my prize. And the elytra! As I made it back to the end island, I jumped through the portal. Woo! I awoke in my own home and relished in the fact that I was alive. First thing I did was bring back an old friend. For those of you who are longtime viewers, you know what's about to happen, you know? We have the ultimate flex in here, you know? Why not add it here in the forms of a lamp? The ultimate flex is back once again. Then I tested out my elytra, feeling the wind flow around me as I soared above my world like a bird. I want to go up to the creeper farm, yo! So let's go! There was one major problem. Up to this point, I had completely neglected villagers, and therefore I did not have mending to put on my wings, so I began to hunt for zombie villagers. Heading out to the sandy beach once again, I used the big brain strategy to constantly spawn and despawn mobs until I got what I wanted. I need a zombie villager ASAP. There's one right there. I cured him and brought him back to my house where I constructed a small area specifically for villagers. After manipulating his trades, I got a decent mending trade, which I then put on my elytra, pick, and shovel. I moved the enchanting room up to my creeper farm and used it to finally mend my tools and wings. I then repeated the process with another villager, because with two, you can get as many as you want. And breed villagers I did. I wanted to make an iron farm before the end, so I made a potato farm outside my house in order to feed villagers. The farm I was making was a shulker craft design. I needed 3 villagers and a zombie, so I started off with the villagers. Oh, they already did it! I began to build a structure beside my nether portal that would hold the killing chamber, but as I was building it, I decided it was too far away from my villagers, so I decided I would turn it into the portal room. I chose a new location behind my villagers and got to work. This farm also needed 1 zombie, however, and while I was trying to get one, this happened. Come on, sir. Oh god. Why are there so many? There are so many trident men. Why are there so many men here? Why are there so many? Oh my goodness. Back up! But soon, I got all 3 villagers and a drowned zombie into the farm, making sure to name the drowned zombie so he didn't despawn. With a redstone torch, I turned the farm on and watched it work instantly. Finally, I gotta get right there and place a torch. And the golem farm should be active right now. And it is! Look at that! And finally, the last few days have arrived. I had previously added new quests to the task wall for 200 days, but in order to do some of these tasks, I would need to be as powerful as I could possibly get. I spent the remaining days at my creeper farm forging a brand new overpowered sword. It took many levels, but I think it will be worth it. Also, I guess a skeleton somehow made it into the killing chamber and tried to shoot me, because the chests had tons of music discs in them near the end. Hold on. I've got a skeleton in there who's been killing creepers. What? Once I finished my sword, I realized with a chill that day 100 had arrived and it was almost over. I took one last look at everything we had done and crawled into my mattress for the last time in this 100 days, feeling proud of what we had accomplished. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to hit that subscribe button or something like that. You know, all the things that YouTubers say. I'm a YouTuber, did you know that? Also, if you liked the video, please leave a like, and if you want to suggest stuff for me to do in 200 days, the comment section is right down there. You can do it. Please make sure to follow me on Twitch. The link is in the description, and if you want to join my Discord to suggest some video ideas or anything, my Discord is also in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next 100 days. But if you're still here, here's some outtakes for you. Right off the bat, I safely got... This was pretty scary since blazes could shoot me literally as I entered the nether. I'm cutting that out. Day 24, I'm yawning because I'm yawning. I wish somebody would explain to me why trapdoors are more expensive than I wish somebody would explain to me why trapdoors are more expensive than my god. I wish somebody would explain to me why trapdoors are more expensive than what the fuck? That was embarrassing. Somebody would explain to me why trapdoors are the most expensive thing. Oh. I wish somebody would explain to me why trapdoors are more expensive than regular doors. It doesn't make any sense. After painstakingly moving all cows to my main... After painstakingly moving all my cows to a base... What? And finally began to work on piglins. What? I cured him and brought him back to my house where I had constructed a small area specifically for... Next up, I needed to rearrange my water... Okay, hold on. I cured him and brought him back... Jesus. I cured him and brought him back to my house where I had... Oh my god. I cured him and brought him back to my house where I constructed a small area specifically for villagers. You heard that, didn't you? Shut up. That didn't happen. You don't hear that. What? Come back here. You hear nothing. Oh Jesus, I can't read. I'm definitely making an outtakes.